Welcome back to the channel. Wes Richardson Unfiltered.
Today we're going to be talking about Jackum Juice.
They say when you make a video, you got to do a hook, so maybe I'll hook somebody. Anyway, we're going to talk about some baits that are near and dear to my heart. That would be the Biz Baits. And you thought I was kidding about the old Jackum Juice, but I'm not even kidding. It says it right there, salted and scented with our signature Jackum Juice. I wish one day I could just work for a marketing company, for a bait company, and be sitting around in the lunchroom, be like, what should we call our baits? And then be the guy that's like,
Let's call him Jackum Juice.
and I'm imagining everyone just kind of gets quiet and looks around. And then somebody's like, well, maybe let's see if it's copyrighted. Find out, I guess it's not copyrighted. Then somebody says, well, let's just check with HR. And another guy says, well, we don't have an HR department. And then finally someone says,
Jackum Juice it is.
anyway, it sounds like a fun job. But I wanted to talk about these baits. These are baits that are kind of near and dear to my heart. These are Biz Baits. Got the shirt, got the picture on the wall. You can't see it. It's behind the door. But when I first started fishing, all I was fishing for was catfish and bluegills, surffish and stuff like that. I really didn't get into bass fishing until a few years ago. And one of the first baits I was throwing was a rooster tail. If you don't know what a rooster tail is, think of a treble hook with a feather on it and a little piece of shiny metal that spins around. And I was catching bass, a lot of small bass. But I tell you what, I thought I was a master angler, like a true bass master. It was about 30 minutes one day and I caught 6 or 7 dingers, and I thought, you know what? I'm the shit. I'm some kind of something. But it was just, I didn't understand bass behaviors, water temperature, stuff like that. And then when the season changed and that changed, I caught less and less. But I genuinely thought that I was going to be some kind of something with just throwing a rooster tail. So anyway, I reached out to a buddy I went to high school with that had been fishing for a while, and I asked him for some recommendations for trying something new to see if I can just keep learning how to fish for bass. And he recommended Biz Baits. So I'm going to show you a few that, So I'm going to show you a few that I like to throw. So I got my box here that just came in the mail. Normally when you get these, they have a little note inside. It's usually by the guy that packages it for you. It's got the whole checklist and it says, thanks for your support, blah, blah, blah. It's signed off. Sometimes you get lucky and old Brian, the owner, he actually writes a handheld note. Wes, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Well, I appreciate you too, Brian. And they also include stickers and things like that. I think if you order over like 15 bucks or maybe 25 bucks or something like that, don't quote me on any of this. I am not sponsored by Biz Baits. I only have 3 sponsors. That is me, myself, and I. But anyway, it's nice. It's a local company, and it's always nice supporting local business. Let me show you some stuff that I like to throw. For one, anybody that knows me or has watched me on prior fishing videos know that I love to throw shaky head. You can live or die by shaky head. The problem is with shaky head, it's so good, sometimes you become dependent on shaky head. But shaky head's a go-to for me. So this is a Biz Baits shaky head hook. This particular one is 1/4 ounce. I normally throw 1/4 ounce. And I've talked to some buddies and they're like, Wes, why do you throw so heavy? I just like it. If I'm pulling that thing along the bottom, I can feel everything it touches. Y'all know how bass fishing is. Everybody's got a different opinion. People tell me that I'm throwing too heavy of a weight, but during certain seasons you can lighten up the weight a little bit. I had one buddy say, hey, 1/4 ounce is too heavy. The largemouth bass will spit it out. Well, my only first place finish with bass fishing was on a largemouth lake, and I caught every bass on a 1/4 ounce shaky head. So, I don't know. You know, I don't just throw Biz Baits. Anybody that says they just throw one bait, I think they're lying. But this is a go-to. I always got them in the box. Sometimes I'll mess around with titanium weight stuff, not with Biz Baits, other brands. But again, this is always a go-to. Anybody who fishes knows what I'm talking about when I say a confidence bait, right? This is just something I'm confident in. Sometimes when I'm out there throwing, trying all these different techniques, I'm like, you know what? Grab me a shaky head. Bam. That's what I know, and that's what I throw. Check out the shaky head worms. So they call their shaky head worm a Dizzy Diamond. This is it. This is the Green Pumpkin 6-inch. And so you can see how it's heavier down here. You've got your egg sac right there. I think that's what they call that. But then you can see how it gets thin, and then it gets thin right here, and it's got a little tail on it. Right? But man, this thing's stinky. Stinky, stinky, stinky. If you leave a pack of these in your car in the summer opened, oh man, It's awful, that daggone Jackum juice, but I guess it works. But anyway, that's your shaky head worm. So it's made, if you put it on a shaky head, to go down like this as you're bopping it. Obviously, it's doing this weird action here. So this is a go-to for me. I'm a pretty simple guy. I usually it's green pumpkin green or dark colors like black and blue. So this is a regular green pumpkin. This is kind of a go-to for me. I also like the green pumpkin candy. I think it's green pumpkin candy. It's basically green pumpkin, but it's got purple and green flakes. So what in the water has purple and green? Bluegills. Yes, bluegills. I didn't order any black and blue, but y'all know what black and blue looks like. This is a color that I like called sprayed grass. On one side it's purple, and one side it's green. Guess again, what's purple and green? Bluegills. Here is something I'm going to give a shot at. This is your normal green pumpkin. YouTube light is messing me up here. But this is green pumpkin, but it's got the red flake in it. So this time I only ordered like stocking up on shaky head stuff. But this is their worms. They call their worms the sassy stick. Again, can you imagine the marketing team in the break room? Hey, let's call it a sassy stick. And this is out of Concord, North Carolina. Concord. It's not Concord. It's Concord, North Carolina. So again, local business. This is what they're, I don't want to call it a Cinco because Cinco is copyrighted by, I think it's Yamagatsu. It's not focusing. It's not focusing, but y'all know what a worm looks like, right? So these are pretty good. I use these on Wacky sometimes. Sometimes I like to use a different brand worm that sinks a little faster, but this is definitely a go-to. Or sometimes I'll run out of my shaky head worms, or I'll just try this on a shaky head instead. One thing I've also learned with bed fishing, trick of the trade, I like to throw a 1/4 ounce shaky head hook and put a crawl on it. 1/4 ounce shaky head hook and throw a crawl on it and let that thing bounce through the bed. Fish cannot stand it. My PB right now was caught on a Biz Baits crawfish. Biz Baits crawfish. It was at Santee Cooper, and I think it was about 7 pounds, 24 inches long. So yeah, thought I'd share. Again, it's a brand that's near and dear to my heart. When I first started bass fishing, I was given some advice from a buddy to try playing around. So it's always on my boat. Always got it. If I'm just having one of those days, I just feel like I'm trash fishing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll always just grab my Biz Baits and I just start there and work my way around. Maybe it'll help somebody, maybe not, but I thought I'd share anyway. Folks, this is a new channel, so please help me out and push that subscribe button for me. You keep pushing the subscribe button, and I'll keep making the content. Thanks, everybody.
Well,